Hey, folks, welcome to InTheMoneyStocks.com's intraday analysis video, brought to you by the creators of proprietary price, pattern, and time methodology. Let's get started on this Thursday, January 30th, 2014. Markets are in rally mode. S&P 500 up 21 points. That's over 1%. Dow is up about 104 points, little less than 1%. And the NASDAQ is soaring today on the back of major earnings news from Facebook, good news out of Google, and also a mega surge on Amazon ahead of earnings today, which will be released after the close. And again, all these tech stocks making the NASDAQ surge up 79 points or 2%. Huge, I repeat, huge move there. Now, I've been calling for a bounce in the markets. This definitely is part of it here. The key to understand is that we did not close and confirm below the 177.50 level. And again, if you take a look here, we tested the 177.50 level right here on Monday, bounced off of it. Retested it on Wednesday multiple times, and here it is on Thursday surging up. So that's the bottom line, folks. The technical levels, and this proves it again and again, they are number one. All right, I called for a drop, a major collapse on the markets off the 1850 level or 185 level on the SPY. We got that. I said it's going to bounce at 177.50. We are now getting that. And I'm just going to keep giving you guys these levels so you can trade them accordingly and make plenty of money. Okay, and again, SPY up about 2 points on the day. Markets are slightly off the highs of the day, but the key about today's action is that you're above these recent highs. So if you look at the low from Monday and the high from Monday right here, and notice how on Tuesday we hammered on this level, then fell back. Notice how we're above this level right here. As long as we remain above this, I'm going to continue to keep a positive bias on this market for the next few trading days into early next week. At which point, once we get to a high enough level, I'm kind of thinking right now based on the charts that we're going to about 181 to 182. You have a gap window at 181.50 here and 182.50-ish right here gap fill. Somewhere up in this upper range as long as we remain above this high right here. All right, and that high level is the 179.30 level, 25 level. So if we close there or above, that bodes well for this market, and we should continue to see upside. If we close below it, then it shows a little bit of weakness, and I'd remain in a neutral setting. So please understand this. Above 179.25 bullish, below 179.25, but above this level here, this 177.50 to 177 level, that's neutral. So anywhere between here and here would be neutral. All right, bullish is above this level. Neutral is between these levels, and if you close below 177 now, which is the low from yesterday, if you close below that in the coming days, then all out bearish and this market's going to collapse again. And by the way, the market's going to collapse regardless. It's just a matter of when at this point. So right now, what I'm looking at, assuming we stay above this 177 and a quarter level, 179 and a quarter level, you're looking for probably a 3-day to 5-day trading bounce, which would take us into next Monday, Tuesday, Wednesday-ish. And then at that point, you have to start looking at shorts again. Okay, hope everyone understands this, guys, because this is where you make your bread and butter. This is how you understand the charts and you profit exponentially like we have so far in 2013, as well as 2012 and so forth. Okay, so that's what's going on there, folks. A couple other things to look at. We have to look at some of these tech stocks. Google is soaring. They sold the Lenovo branch that they had bought or whatever from what I heard, and that stock is just having a great day, up 40 bucks. It's not at new all-time highs, but it is pretty close. Here's your all-time high up here, and you are, again, very close to that. Amazon, monster move here, folks. We're not at all-time highs on this either, but we are very close. Now, the key about today's action, let me just get rid of these lines, which is one thing I was teaching with a while ago, but today you're going to hear from earnings. There are earnings from Amazon. And that's going to be very interesting to me myself. I'm very curious to see because the stock's up 5% going into those numbers. Can it continue to outperform? Which it may very well do. I mean, Amazon and more people are shopping online. Now, I'm not going to play it that way. I'm not going to play long or short. I was short Amazon from right up here, and we covered down here for a nice, I think, $13 gain. But I've not gone back near it because earnings, again, is too risky. Buying or shorting into earnings is way too risky. And a good example of that would have been Apple. The chart on Apple looked okay going into earnings and absolutely got crushed. Facebook looked mediocre, kind of average, and that stock got a big pop. So you just never know with earnings. It's more of a gamble when it comes to earnings as opposed to everything else. All right. So Amazon's a big mover, guys. That is a monster mover here. I want to keep our eyes on that one. Exxon had earnings this morning. That stock is down. One of the reasons the Dow Jones Industrial Average is lagging is because of Exxon. All right. Also, 3M, another Dow component, is lagging. Look at that, down $2.31. Earnings were not very good. So these are what's keeping Dow under wraps, at least for now. So keep an eye on that. Okay. Bottom line is, yesterday the market sold off. A lot of people are saying to me, why did the market sell off yesterday and then bounce right back today, negating the entire move down? And the answer is very simple. They closed, and this is where technicals take over. And anyone who's trying to make sense of this market fundamentally, you're just not going to do it. You're just going to be lost. So if you look at yesterday's market, you closed right around that S&P level, that 1775 S&P level, and that was still above the key level, so they weren't able to smoke it below that key level. All right, let alone confirmation, which is another major indicator that we follow that's proprietary here. So the fact that they were able to do that made me go into today, and I told this to my members last night in the daily analysis video, which is available in the Research Center, which you can take a free trial of. I told them, listen, unless we confirm today, you got to be still bullish on this market. And sure enough, the market's having a nice move up today, very, very strong move up across the board. Okay, what else is moving out there? Let's take a look here. Baidu's having a good snapback. Chinese stocks bouncing back. Boeing is taking another hit today, which is kind of interesting. And this is a Dow component as well, so that's kind of intriguing. One thing I'm noticing on Boeing, guys, that actually is catching my eye, you actually have a bottoming tail on Boeing here intraday. So it's not a daily one, but just an intraday. So you might actually trade up on this into the end of the day. So keep an eye on that one. J.C. Penney's actually taking a little bit of a beating today. While certain stocks are actually doing pretty well, J.C. Penney continues to be very, very weak. And I have to wonder, what's going on there, if that's going to turn out to be a negative story here coming out. I still think it's a very good play, though, longer term. I still think that all the fear and panic has made a lot of shorts go into that, which is very conducive to a short squeeze. And, they did come out and confirm their results a couple weeks ago on the stock, saying that they would perform where they set the bar, which was okay. It's a slow turnaround in progress. So we'll have to see if anything new is going to come out on that. By the way, another stock that's going to be releasing earnings after the bell today, I believe Google. So Google and Amazon both releasing earnings after the bell. So after the bell, very big numbers. Huge, huge numbers here. Also, Chipotle Mexican Grill, which is having a good day today. They're going to be releasing earnings. If we go to the chart, you can see it's up about $11 on the day. Although this stock's been beaten down. Interestingly enough, look at this. All right. That's called a gap window, and that was a perfect little level there. If you take the gap window right there, stretch it across, look at that support line, and it's bouncing off of that. Now, again, I have no inkling about which direction this is going to go on earnings, but I will be watching very, very closely. No doubt about it here. Okay, so just another little tidbit to keep an eye on. And let me just see if there's anything else on my radar today. I think that's about it. Under Armour's having a big day. They had some nice numbers there. Stocks up $20. A couple bigger runners here, ALXN, which is a biotech. I did day trade this one today, made a little bit of money on the short at the near the 170 level, and had a good pullback. But for the most part, again, just a huge mover today. Small caps are pretty quiet for the most part, though, which is interesting. Small caps, since the market's gotten a little bit weaker, have gotten very, very quiet, and we'll just continue to watch and see if that's the nature of the beast, if that continues. Okay? On that note, folks, I'm going to bid you all farewell. Come take the 7-day free trial here at InTheMoneyStocks.com. Join the pros, learn how to find the pivots, the cycle dates, and so forth. It's worth it. It's money making, and I do encourage you to come educate yourself. Take care.